the newspaper a couple of weeks ago, just in one of the, thing. They paid people to put these in. And it was in the health and fitness part of it. It's called atrial fibrillation. So basically, there are some atrial fibrillations where the atrials, instead of contracting, are doing this. Okay? And you'll be able to find it different ways. There's different ways. In some fibrillations, you can take the carotid and massage it, and the heart will go back to normal. So there's different ways to get heart rhythms back to normal. You can use medicines like digitalis. You can use a shock wave that we've talked about, or you can use CPR, pounding on the chest, and then hope that that node back there will pick up the way it's supposed to. If not, you're going to die. If that fibrillation can't be corrected and turns into that, you're dead. So we're all going to go through that sooner or later in our life. All our hearts are going to stop. So we're going to go through probably something fibrillation and then to cardiac arrest. Okay. What I want to do with Jack,
Not going to hurt me, are you?
I'm not going to tell you. Go through a meter. So this doesn't matter if it's your computer or a meter like he's got or this particular one. It's a matter of what they're made for. One here, one there. These are the limb leads. And usually, we'll see if it works with him. They really recommend you clean it, okay? And these already come. When I used to do these, my wife years ago, you'd have to put electrical gel on there that conducts electricity, but these already have it built in.
How far down on the ankle?
Near the ankle,
Okay.
long ways away. Now you can see from what I've said, this gets fairly complicated because you've got lead 1, lead 2, lead 3, the AV leads, the ventricular. This is going to be the limb leads. So you have to go to the book. It's like if a technician does EKGs, they have to read the book to figure out how that machine works. So lead, let's say if we're going to do lead 1, you put the red lead on the right arm. That makes sense. Green lead, that one, on the left arm. And the yellow on your. Just let it is. No, just let it. Okay. So basically now, if you were in the hospital, more than likely they would do it all at the same time. But if you're in an ambulance going from here to the hospital, this is probably all they're going to do. So, but there they would put one here, 6 more leads. Okay, so I said you got 6 leads there, 3 times 2. That makes the AVR, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And then they plug it into the machine. And I don't use this much, so I'm not an expert on it anymore.
Yeah.
Comes up
Please.
Send him 220 volts.
So if you have, it's got measure, review, memory, options, settings, and so on. So let's see if we can measure Jack.
I measure up. No. Let's see what you're doing.
Happy to know that you're.
Okay. Move up a little. Move the chair so they can see it.
Uh-oh. Boys going all over the place.
So there's your it? Let me see. Yeah, you're good. And you can see it blinks with the heart rate. The heart rate is pretty low. 58.
And your watch is working.
Yeah.
And again, you take a strip in time. That's why I gave you a copy of that. With this here, then I can take this and plug it in a computer and say Jack, and then I'll have his in there. We can print his off just like mine there. Or in the ambulance, where we're with telemedicine now, you can take this and send it to the doctor in emergency room. So while they're in the ambulance, they're putting these things on you, shocking you, whatever, they can be sending it by radio waves to the emergency room. And that's what we call telemedicine.
Well, Jack, you're alive.
For a while, yeah.
He don't go down where you were going down.
Pardon?
He don't go down as much as you.
Yeah, he doesn't have a P wave. He's got a little one, see it?
Yeah.
P wave.
I
but
can't help it, I was born
He's got the
that way.
QRS, so again, to do diagnosis, they use what they call the 12 leads. So again, they would look at all the leads and see, because depending on where it's reading, if you're reading it in the ventricles, if you're reading it from this way or this way, and this again is where the magic circle comes in, 0, plus, minus, and 90 degrees and so on. You want to look at the heart from all aspects of it, not just one. But usually they use lead 1 and 2. I think we set it up for 1. Does it say? No, it doesn't say what lead. So. But anyway, it also puts the time on there, time stamps it, and so on. So my mother-in-law, who died a few years ago, who was 96, the other thing that they do, not uncommon, is they put in a pacemaker. Okay, they put in, make a little cut here, and they put this little steel thing in there, drive a wire through the atrium or the ventricle, and in the old days, it would put out a pulse. Now they've got them just like most of our computers. You can do diagnosis on its own.
That's basically where the
If the
pacemaker.
pulse rate goes below 70, it'll start working. The old one will work all the time, generally speaking. Okay? The new ones will make, well, just like this here. When I put this in a computer, as a layperson, okay, not a cardiologist or a heart doctor, it's going to tell you, it'll say tachycardia, you're over 120, bradycardia, you're under, you would be in a bradycardia. So if you looked at that on a computer, it'll make some diagnosis for you, but it probably won't make the diagnosis of a myocardial infarction. But arrhythmia, heart block, it would definitely make if you're not, have nothing at all. Okay? Okay, I wanted to sum up. We talked about it earlier today, where we're going with technology. To me, it's just unbelievable. And my feeling is we all need to keep up. At the Super Bowl yesterday, many people missed it. Okay? They saw it happen, but they didn't realize what was happening. But all those fireflies in the sky,
300
everybody see 'em?
drones.
You see it?
Yeah.
They had all kinds of fireflies in the sky, doing all kinds of things, painting different colors and so on. Anybody know what they were?
There was over 300 drones up
They
there.
were drones.
They were this
300
big.
drones. 300 drones.
And 100 on backup.
Well, when they did it at Disneyland, this was a show that Disneyland had, they used 600 drones. Imagine 600 drones in the sky at the same time.
Yeah, they did the flag.
And it's all programmed with one computer,
Right.
one program. So remember when I talked to you about your land, where you can fly and so on? And you do the same thing in the sky, like with astronomy or setting up the rockets and so on. And they tell this drone here to do this here and turn red. This drone here to land here and turn white. And this one turned blue, and now you got American flag, the white and blue. And they can fly them around. In other words, you say, okay, now make the Texas star. All of them. So they put that in a computer, one program, two program. Now, can you imagine we're talking about the electromagnetic spectrum, the radio waves to control 600 drones in one space? It's amazing. What the end result is from the people who are doing the research is they think that the drone, they call it hive drone. So like a bee, like a bee, or, can't think the other word they're using. But anyway, they think that in the near future, it's going to replace fireworks. You're a lot safer, you'll see whatever you want to see, and the drones can fly up to 400 feet high, legally, and so on. So anyway, that's one of the goals. Intel is doing all this research. The drones that they're making are being made in Germany for Intel. You all know what Intel is.
It's
The brains of
computer
it.
chip.
Most of our computers are an Intel chip. Anyway. Okay, you still alive?
Still beeping.
Okay.
Send him 220 volts. I want to see how high he jumps.
Next week, what I wanted to do is now go into either Raspberry Pi or the Arduino